Okay. So most people live by default. Real CEOs live by design. What you do daily determines what you achieve on an annual basis. And the funny thing is, we were taught that success comes from hard work, which is important, but we're told to grind hard, do more, stay busy. But you know what I've learned? Activity doesn't always equal progress. Sometimes we're working hard on the wrong things. And as CEOs of our businesses and our lives, it's our job to shift from doing to designing. Hi, guys, welcome back. I'm Khrista-Lee. Welcome back. If you've been around for a while, if you are new here, I am Khrista-Lee Amor, CEO and founder of Amor Bookkeeping, where I help entrepreneurs save time and money. And if you're serious about your entrepreneurship journey, you are in the absolute right place. Subscribe for more and tell all your entrepreneur friends to come over here and to develop themselves. So I'm currently in this CEO series. This is the third episode in the series. You can go check out the other content that are in the series. But today, what I want to talk about is the CEO habits, designing our outcomes instead of defaulting. Now, I know you already knew that CEO means Chief Executive Officer, but the CEO acronym that I'm talking about in this series is cultivating elevated outcomes. Because the truth is, we are in control of more than we think. We don't control all things, but we have a lot more in our power that we can contribute, especially to the developments of our lives. So let's be committed to doing that because we all know we can only excel in our business as much as we excel in ourselves. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is outcomes is greater than activities. We were taught to measure effort, not impact. But here's what I've learned the hard way: your to do list means nothing if it's not tied to an outcome. When I just started even this YouTube channel, I used to celebrate how many hours I put in to create my content and to edit my content and all of that. No, I have to celebrate, okay, this is actually working. The audience likes to hear this type of content or that type of content. It's not just how much work you put into something. It's what the outcome, what which of those work is, or which of those tasks is creating the outcome that you need. That's the thing that needs to focus on, not just doing all of these things because we're expected to do it. As the CEO of your life, of our lives, we're expected to ask different questions. Instead of what do I need to do today? A better question is what outcome am I creating today from these tasks that I'm going to be doing? Is that the outcome that I need to achieve my goal? Or should I be focusing on something else? Because doing more doesn't build success. Doing the right thing consistently does. And sometimes because the right thing seems so small, we think that's too little. But more, less is more. We've often hear that saying, and it's something that I love to say, less is more. If doing the right thing consistently is going to get you there, focus on doing that instead of trying to just take on all of these busy work, which I'm going to be talking about next. So the next point is busy work versus elevated work. What's the difference? Busy work keeps you occupied, elevated work keeps you aligned. Busy work probably looks like constantly checking your emails, reorganizing your calendar for the fifth time, doing everything yourself because it feels more productive. But elevated work looks like reviewing your numbers, building your systems, having strategic conversations, and delegating stuff that is keeping you back from potentially scaling. You see the difference? So, but we were taught that being busy is a badge of honor. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you've been throwing around, even speaking to people, or if it's something that you grew up hearing. Let me know in the comments. But one thing I've learned though is being effective is what actually builds legacy. And when you shift from busy to elevated, everything about how you spend your time starts to change. You don't just want to take on a task because it's going to be one more thing to push the needle. Okay, I got up at 5, I'm going to sleep at 9, I'm working, tick, 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 tick. It's not about that. It's about doing the things, even if it's only required 1 hour per day, it's better to spend that 1 hour dedicated to getting the things that are going to move you forward than working 8 hours not having these elevated choices. Following? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. My third point though is one action and daily habits leads to the life that we truly want. One thing that I am suggesting to y'all is to audit one habit that's keeping you stuck in default mode. There are so many things that we do in default. It blows my mind every time, literally. And every like now because I am paying attention, I'm a lot more conscious and paying attention to my habits. Every time that I see myself doing something that I've just normally done in the past, that I'm actively trying to change, it always baffles me like, why do I default to this every time with no effort? I don't have to think about it. It just that's my default response. And I'm thinking, even if I'm trying, when I catch myself doing it, I stop. But I already started because it's just a natural way of doing. Maybe these habits could be obviously these habits are different for everyone, but maybe some of these could be waking up and scrolling before planning your day, saying yes to everything, checking your phone every 5 minutes, expecting a call or a text when nobody's probably reaching out. But what I want you to do is replace that habit with something outcome during. So instead of scrolling, review your business goals if you have a business, your plans for the day, something that you wanted to achieve. Instead of saying yes to everything, ask yourself, does this align with the outcome that I want? Like saying no does not make you a bad person. And if you cannot say no to the people in your life reasonably because you fear they're going to have an unexpected reaction, that's too much burden to be carrying in the first place, right? But this is one small shift that can compound over time because every habit you keep or replace is designing your future outcomes, whether you want to accept it or not. So whether you change an outcome or you keep, whether you change an habit or you keep the ones that you have unintentionally, it's going to be either defaulting to the life or designing a life that you want. And another thing that I want to suggest you guys do before I close out this video is pay attention to your habits, and you will literally be amazed of some things that you just automatically do. And just take note of it. If these are things that you would like to change, you first have to take note of it to see what it really is even in the first place. And then you find a habit to replace that, because if these are habits that we've already formed, you're not going to drop them overnight, but you can consistently replace them with different habits that can actually get you the outcome that you want. So, what habit is causing you the most right now? I want you to drop that in the chat or in the comments and let's talk about it. Because being a CEO of your life means cultivating elevated outcomes, and it starts with designing your days, not defaulting to them. All right. So that's all I have for this video. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, comment, concerns, post that in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and like this video if it was interesting to you. Share with your friends so that they can all curate elevated outcomes in their lives. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.